Network, the show where viewers like you get to come here and tell us where you like to eat. We've got 3 guests, and one has picked their favorite restaurant, and we send the others to tell us what they think. Food blogger Malika Harricharan tells us where she can't get enough of Pura Vida Tapas and Bar. Our reviewers are Emily Foley and Chris Grotch. So Malika, how does Pura Vida compare to other tapas restaurants that you've eaten in Atlanta?
Well, Dora, I think there's really no comparison with Pura Vida and other tapas restaurants. Pura Vida is the kind of restaurant that combines very fresh ingredients, and the chef, Hector Santiago, who's on Top Chef right now, he kind of does his own thing and mixes ingredients and in ways that you wouldn't expect, and he doesn't really cater to, I would say, the American type of palate. He creates his own menu items, but they are all delicious and flavorful.
And very authentic, you think?
Very, very authentic, and that's one of the things that I really like about tapas restaurants is that they are like from Latin and Spanish type of influences, and I like the type of ingredients he includes, and they're very traditional.
Well, great. So, Emily, what did you think when you went? What did you think about your meal?
We had a wonderful time, first of all. When we got there, we were a little ahead of the rush, so we kind of had the restaurant to ourselves, but within moments of us getting there, it packed in, and the flavors are, just like Malika said, they're incredible. Everything's very rich, and I think it's kind of unique combinations. It's not something that you would expect to see just everywhere, and I love the fact that it is tapas, so you can get a little bit of everything and really stretch out your time there.
Yeah, that's one thing that I really liked is you get to sample so many different dishes as opposed to a restaurant where you just get to sample one thing.
Right.
And the other thing, I don't know if you guys noticed, but they take traditional menu items and he puts his own spin on them, like shrimp cocktail, instead of it being like shrimp in a glass with cocktail sauce. He puts it in there, and then there's like a habanero sauce with like a coconut cream sauce and mango. And I mean, it's delicious.
I'm getting hungry.
Well, I hadn't been to the restaurant in probably about 3 years. It happens to be one of my wife's favorite restaurants. So when we had the opportunity to go, I said, okay, I'll go. And the last time I was there 3 years ago wasn't that enjoyable. But this time, from the service, from the quality of the food, the overall value, and the atmosphere was great. We were there on a Tuesday night, so I don't think it was as busy. I'm curious as to what it was like, or what it is like on a Friday or Saturday night.
You've been there probably on weekends.
I went on a Friday night most recently, and it was hopping. It was like 8:30, and it was very busy. But the thing that's good about it is, even though it gets crowded, you can still sit there with somebody and have a good conversation. You don't have to be yelling at each other to hear each other, which is something that's important. I think.
And it's right in the Highlands, which is a great area to be in. You're right down the street from other places to go have a drink afterwards. So the atmosphere just in the whole area is fun.
So what did you eat, Chris, when you guys went?
We tried 6 different things. The most enjoyable was the bone-in short rib. It just fell off the bone. The barbecue sauce that was on it was spicy and was delicious. We had the melanja root chips with the mushroom dip, which were very good. Could use a little bit more mushroom dip, but they were good. Another fish dish and a couple other more authentic things, and I'll let some of the other people talk about what they had. But we enjoyed it. The food was delicious.
I'm a sweets girl, so I was kind of excited to get to the dessert portion of the meal. And we shared several things, and the chocolate flan brulee was amazing. It's gooey in the middle and just perfect, but it wasn't too rich, but it was very decadent, chocolatey, went very well with the coffee. It was the perfect ending to the meal.
So they serve the desserts in the tapa style too, so you could get a couple of tastes.
There's definitely a small scale, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It was wonderful.
They offer different ice creams on different nights, and I guess based on what's in season. And I think that's something that you can't miss if you order the ice cream, whether it's a banana flavor or coconut or whatever it is.
And they make it in-house?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
The other thing that stood out for us was the service. There was one menu item that we ordered that we didn't like, and the waiter recognized that we didn't like it, and he took it back and he said, we'll get this taken off your bill. And then the manager came over and asked if she could replace that with something else and gave us one of her recommendations for a good entree, and it was the best one we had, and it was that bone-in short rib.
That's a good point, Chris, because I eat out a lot because I blog about restaurants. I have a blog, it's called Atlanta Restaurant Blog, and I go out all the time, and a lot of times the service leaves a lot to be desired. And
You can have a great meal and then it turns you off.
yeah, the service really can make the meal too. It could be good food, but if the service is bad, then you're not going to enjoy the meal as much. In Pura Vida, all the time that I go there, I have great service. Our server knows the menu inside and out and can make recommendations, steer you in the right direction. I even got to meet the chef who's on Top Chef this season, so and he was very nice and gracious.
And I think you said he's always there walking the tables.
Walking around, checking in
customers.
with everybody. Yeah, very down to earth.
That's great. Now, Emily, would you bring somebody from out of town there?
I absolutely would. I really think that it not only represents the seasonal flavors, but also the area. I think it is the epitome of the Highlands. It's just perfect. It's small, it's intimate, it has a very lively feel. I love the decor, it's energetic. So I think it's a great representation of what Atlanta has to offer dining-wise.
Oh, good. And what else did you like that you ordered besides the desserts?
The hanger steak was very good. We really enjoyed that. And once again, I liked it because my friend and I could very easily share it because it was on the different kebab sticks, so we could each have some. And the white asparagus, it's melted white asparagus is what they call it. And so they cook it to the point that it looks like string cheese. And it had a fabulous flavor, and it's very unique. I know a lot of chefs have a hard time with white asparagus, but he hit the nail on the head.
The waiter was telling us that once a month they have an invite-only dinner that you can go to. And I think he mentioned it's downstairs where the chef creates even more authentic type dishes. And he said, be prepared to try some very outrageous things. So we signed up for that.
Come with a strong stomach.
Come with a strong palate. So we signed up for that, and hopefully one of these months we'll be able to go back and enjoy that.
Well, great, great. So, Chris, on a scale from 1 to 5, how would you rank Pura Vida?
I'd rank it as a 4. There were... In a 5, I think, is something outrageously good. It was very, very good. The service was good, as I said. The food was good. The atmosphere, I think, probably would have been a little more fun on a Friday or Saturday night. And the overall value, I think, was good. So those are the 4 things that I look for in a restaurant, and I rate it very high.
Good. Emily, what about you?
I agree. A 5, I would be very hesitant to give something a 5. It would have to blow me out of the park, but 4, absolutely. I would definitely go back. I would definitely take friends back. I'd recommend it. The flavors were enjoyable. So it's a good, strong 4.
Great. Malika?
And of course, well, with it being one of my favorite restaurants, definitely I would give it a 5-star. It's just top-notch every time with the quality of food and the service. The only thing I would be hesitant on is bringing somebody there who's not much of an adventurous eater, because it's definitely not the place for a meat and potatoes type of person.
You got to be ready, right?
Ready, absolutely.
Well, excellent. The Latin classics and bold flavors won everyone over at Pura Vida. If you want to be our next guest, visit our website, atlantaandcompany.com/metromix/meals. Thank you to our sponsors and all of our guests. Join us next time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.